So here we are with another update on my Chevy Spark. Got about 97, almost 97,500, I think is what's on it. Let's go back over to the mileage. Yep, 97,500. It's on its fourth transmission, as I think I said last time. I got 500 miles out of my third transmission, a little less than that before it totally ate itself alive. They said they replaced the entire transmission, I got a whole list of parts that accrued up to about $7,000 worth of parts and labor. The same thing as the transmission before that, the transmission before that. I got, I think it was 10, was it 10? I think it was like 20, let's see, I got a 46. So it's 20,000 miles I got out of the second transmission they put in it. And then about 500 miles out of the third one. And all of them have the same receipts, the same part listings. I don't know. But according to Chevrolet, on the third transmission, they did an update. Charged me $100 and some, which I demanded that I not pay, but they insisted on it. That I couldn't get the car back unless I paid for the so-called update that allowed the transmission to last about 500 miles. And I mean, it totally ate itself alive. It wouldn't even drive, grinding, popping, making every noise in the book. So now here we are in our fourth transmission. It surprisingly has gotten 10,000 whole miles out of this transmission. And I'm kind of shocked by that because it's actually shifting normally. There was all the other transmissions that I've had in this car, including the one that it came with, it would jump and lag, almost like when it would go through gears. You could watch the RPM gauge literally go up and down, even if you had the acceleration on a steady output and you were just hitting the gas, taking off like a normal vehicle. It would kind of just go ring, and the RPMs back and forth. If you see now, hit the gas and it stays there. The RPMs stay where they're supposed to stay. But they didn't do that before, especially if I had the AC on, which I do right now. It's not extremely hot. It's probably 70 degrees, something like that. But just to prove that it's holding gears. If you put the AC on before, it would barely get out of its own way. Surprisingly, with the fourth transmission that they installed, they said there was another update. I was shocked by that, but they said there was another one. And they installed that one into the new PCM. And it actually has better acceleration. It has more torque. It doesn't have any problems with the air conditioner on. The AC is actually colder, which is surprising. And the transmission, I believe, is not eating itself alive. I can't tell because with this car, it just drives until it falls out the bottom of the car. And it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's got not even 100 horsepower, and the transmission can't tolerate it. And the car weighs nothing. But they really screwed the pooch on these cars. They suck. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy normally to drive a car like this, but financially and everything, I was in a predicament where I had very little choice. And so, in any case, the car is actually driving good. It's got a steady 35.6 miles a gallon. It used to get about 40 with the previous update. So I think what they had done was they just gave up on the fact that they are going to, the car is going to give you what the manufacturer gas mileage is going to be on the highway, which was like 38 miles, maybe 40, depends on where you look. I could get, with a light foot, I could get about 40 miles a gallon average. Now I can't. I've actually gotten past 35. I've never been past 35. Now I'm at 35.6, which is average. I drive this car with a very light foot. I barely hit the gas. I'm just too afraid to destroy it right now when I need the car, and I can't afford to be out of work or not have transportation because this car's left me without a car. I haven't owned it a year, and I've not had it for about 2.5 months out of that year. It's been stuck at the dealership getting new transmissions put in it. So it's been, by any stretch of the imagination, the worst vehicle I've ever owned, and I've owned some real crappy cars. But anyway, I wanted to leave this this video for whoever would be concerned with their car. If you have that issue and you're under acceleration, the car lags and kind of jumps, and I would see about getting that updated PCM done. I don't know if they'll be willing to give it to you. I don't know how that works because they weren't going to give it to me until they had paid for the fourth transmission, $7,000 according to them per transmission, and each between labor and parts. That's what they They replaced it under warranty, but if it would have been paid for by me, it would have been about $7,000. So if you have this car and your Chevy and it's doing some funny stuff, go to your contact your Chevy dealership and tell them, look, I want an upgraded PCM. Whatever you guys can flash my PCM to correct this issue before your transmission falls out the back of the car. If you've already had this car, if you own this car, you probably already had a transmission in it, if not more than one. In any case, good luck to y'all. Have a good night.